So good morning. So for today's video, we will have an overview on the mechanism for which order is maintained in the society, part 2. So on my previous video, we already had an overview on how ideology, consensus, force plays a very big role in maintaining social order in the society. So today's topic is more precisely on how power acts as a mechanism for which social order is maintained in the society. So when we talk about power, according to Tugan 2003, power involves the capacity to bring changes in the society. Ça veut dire quand nous péquons par rapport à pouvoir dans la société, c'est ben personne qui a le pouvoir pour amener ben changement dans la société. So this is what is meant by power. And also, according to Weber, he stated that we have two types of power. Namely, we have the force, also known as the coercive power. So what is normally coercive power? This is where people are forced to obey under threat or punishment. Ça veut dire, comment est-ce que nous sommes capables d'imposer pouvoir dans la société, mais c'est surtout par rapport à using threat and punishment. So this is known as the monopoly of violence. Ok, ça veut dire que ben personne qui a beaucoup de pouvoir dans la société, tel que le gouvernement, vous êtes capable d'imposer le pouvoir for the use of violence, threat, or even punishment. Another type of power that we have according to Weber is consensual power, or you can say it is also known as consensual authority. C'est quoi consensual power? C'est tout simplement, du monde dans la société, they tend to obey to something which they believe it is right to do. Ça veut dire willingly, the person is accepting things which are being imposed by powerful people in the society. So willingly they are accepting things which they believe to be right. C'est ça consensual power. Now when I'm talking about power, it can also be based in terms of authority. So we have three types of authority which is related to power. The first type of authority is charismatic authority. So what is charismatic authority? C'est tout simplement du monde qui obéit à l'ordre qui est donné par une personne. So why they tend to obey to the order of the person is because they tend to trust the person. So the person is going to issue a command. So in return, people are going to obey to him. Another type of authority which is related to power is traditional power or authority. So what is traditional power? C'est tout simplement qui, basé le pouvoir, c'est tout simplement, it has been rooted in tradition or it has been longing. Et surtout, nous trouvons ça par rapport à religious beliefs and practices in the society, which has been existed since very long time in the society. So people tend to obey to this type of authority, this type of power, tout simplement parce que cette existence is very long ago. So it exists and it is assigned to a particular individual because of that society's customs and traditions. Ça veut dire les relatifs avec ben coutumes et ben traditions de la société. Okay? Another type of authority is rational, also known as the legal authority, as the word states itself, legal, meaning that it is relative with law. So the rational legal authority derives from law. Therefore, it is based on a belief in the legitimacy of a society's laws and rules, and in the right of leaders to act under these rules to make decisions and set policies. Ça veut dire nous sommes capables de maintenir l'autorité dans la société par rapport à certaines lois qui Benjamin imposées. And when I'm talking about certain laws, it is normally imposed by the government. Okay, so when I'm talking about today's society, we tend to impose certain power through the use of law and order in the society. Okay, it is the legal rules and regulation in the society. Par exemple, comment est-ce que normalement nous décide qui ben personne qui pour imposer la loi là? Normalement, la loi est introduite par un gouvernement. Dans certains pays que est basé sur la démocratie, ça veut dire normalement nous donnons ben personne certains pouvoirs par rapport à l'élection. Par exemple, à Maurice, gouvernement est capable d'imposer certaines lois. The Prime Minister is able to impose certain rules and regulations, certain laws. So we are witnessing it nowadays during the COVID-19 period. C'est parce que nous donnons à Jimouna l'autorité because we have elected the person to impose certain laws. Okay? So power is given to people elected by voters. And the rules of yielding that power are usually set forth in constitution, a charter, or another written document. Normalement, quand nous imposons la loi, nous ne sommes pas capables de dire verbalement, nous devons mettre aussi en termes d'écrit. Donc, normalement, we tend to follow certain rules and regulations. We tend to follow the laws which are imposed by the government, but which is also found in a written document. For example, we have a constitution and also we tend to have a charter. Okay? Next, when I'm talking about power, power also is also related to the decision making. Ça veut dire, personne qui n'a plus de pouvoir dans la société, c'est la même qui prend une décision qui est plus importante dans la société. So power is related to decision making, which involves the ability to make decisions. Pas que prendre une décision, mais aussi to prevent others from making decisions. Ça veut dire un monde qui est powerful dans la société. Il est capable de faire une décision, il est capable d'imposer certaines décisions, mais il est capable de prevent others to make other decisions, surtout qui se trouvent qui peut affecter la société en général, mais aussi une ability to remove decisions. Ça veut dire capable de prendre une décision avant du moment de trouver qui ça peut affecter une personne de la société, vous êtes capable de retirer cette décision là. So normally when talking about decision in the society, powerful people can impose their interests and the definition of reality on others. And as a result, they have the ability to bring order and stability in the society. Normalement, c'est des gens qui ont beaucoup de pouvoir dans la société, qui imposent l'intérêt de la personne, mais aussi envie. They tend to shape the people concerning how they will view the society in terms of reality. Mais aussi, certaines personnes-là, ont un pouvoir pour imposer order in the society, mais aussi stabilité dans la société. Pardon. However, according to Foucault, power in the modern society is completely different in terms of power in the past traditional society. Quand nous pécons en termes de pouvoir dans la société moderne, à ce là est complètement différent quand nous peut faire la comparaison de pouvoir dans la société traditionnelle. Ça veut dire plusieurs années de cela. Qui fait parce que dans la société moderne, power today is very difficult to see, meaning that it is an invisible force. Mais par contre, quand nous pécons au power in the traditional society, il est plus voyant. Donc, pour maintenant, since power is very difficult to see, people today are unaware of the power which is being imposed on them by other people or groups such as the government. Donc, comme on disait, le pouvoir est très difficile à voir. Donc, as a result, what happened is that people are completely unaware what types of rules are being imposed on them. Et surtout, ça mène rules and regulations, là, surtout ça mène laws, là, are being imposed by other people or groups such as the government. Okay? Because the power in the traditional society, it was mostly visible. Because people was able to see power which is being imposed by them. Surtout because in terms of coercive power. For example, auparavant, the traditional society, les gens qui tenaient plus beaucoup power, c'était ben king and the queen. Ou bien capable tenir ben prison system, which exercise control over the body. Mais aujourd'hui, il pas pareil. Une façon dans la société moderne, comment nous capable d'imposer power, c'est by on people, say in modern ways through the help of surveillance technologies. That is, we tend to impose power on people through the use of technologies. Par exemple, comment est-ce que nous sommes capables de contrôler ce behavior in public place? C'est through CCTV cameras. Ou bien il se peut qu'il through the use of smartphones to gather information about a person. Okay, so this is how we tend to impose power in the traditional society, but also how power was imposed in the traditional society. Mais aujourd'hui, comment nous vivons une personne, comment nous sommes capables d'imposer nous, comment certains groupes de personnes sont capables d'imposer la loi, c'est for the use of surveillance technologies. Relative to power is also knowledge and language, which tend to control the behavior of people. Ça veut dire, comment est-ce que normalement nous contrôlons une personne's behavior? C'est pas through the use of force. It is one way to impose power, but also we tend to make use of knowledge and language. Okay, so language and knowledge normally they tend to control the behavior of people in the society. Parce que ce qui nous apprend, ça même influence comment nous supposons behave in the society et comment nous supposons penser comment la société était en réalité. Okay? So the behavior of people in the society, they are controlled by knowledge and language because what we learn and how we tend to express ourselves. This tend to influence how people see the world, how people think about the world. Par exemple, en termes de langage, from the very first day itself, we believe on ideas of female role and male role. So when we tend to believe about the ideas which is related to the characteristic of male role and female role, so this is going to control the behavior of people. Surtout par rapport à comment vous supposez behave according to their female role or gender role. Okay? Donc ça c'était en gros par rapport à comment est-ce qu'il nous maintenir l'ordre dans la société. Quel type de mécanisme nous servent pour maintenir l'ordre dans la société. Ça, c'était pour power. Mais surtout, ne pas oublier qu'il nous a aussi ideology, nous a consensus, et aussi nous servir de force to control people behavior in the society and also to impose social order in the society.